of our crochet minion. So in the previous part 1, I did the body. Now we're going to do the head, the eye, and the arms, and the hands. So you don't require any more blue wool, but you will need the black, the yellow, the white, and the gray. You'll also need a stitch marker, an appropriate size crochet hook, a needle and thread, and a scissors, and a button. Right. So we are going to work 10 rows, just like how we did the first one, the bottom. You'll start with a magic ring, chain 1. This does not count as a stitch throughout this pattern. Then you're going to make 6 single crochets in the circle, and you will join it with a slip stitch. Don't forget, at any time you can pause this video, or you can go to the settings and adjust it so that this video goes slower or faster. So there's a slip stitch, round 2, 1 chain, add a stitch marker. In the same stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets, and you're going to continue to put 2 single crochets in each stitch across. When you get to the end, you should have 12 single crochets. Right, you will join with a slip stitch into your very first stitch, make 1 chain, and put on your stitch marker. Row 3. 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and you will repeat that throughout the pattern, throughout the row. 2 single crochets followed by 1 single crochet, and you will have a total of 18 stitches. That is row 3. Row 4. You will make chain 1, and for this row you're only going to work in the back loops, only in the back loops, and you will make 18 single crochets, 1 single crochet per stitch, and I will meet you at the end of row 4. Row 5. Right, so just slip stitch in there so that we can do row 5. 1 chain stitch, put a stitch marker in, and 1 single crochet into that very first joining. Right, now you're going to basically repeat row 4, but you're going to work in both loops, front and back, and I'll meet you at the end. You're going to repeat this row 5 more times. So I will meet you at row 10. Don't forget, repeat 5 more times. Please, 5 more times. I've done my 10th row, and I'm going on to row 11, where you chain 1 and you cut your yarn, and you're going to change to black, and you're going to repeat row 10. 1 single crochet in each stitch across. You will have 18 single crochets. Please work in your threads your tails at this point also. So now I'm just going to join with black. So when you join, you make a chain 1 first. And single crochet in every stitch, and I'm going to hide that tail in this row, so I don't have to do it afterwards. When you're done and you're at that edge, I will get you there. Now you should be done with your 11th row. Chain 1, cut your yarn, leave a long enough tail. Now, if you have a look at the 6 centimeter cardboard tube, why does it always run away? It fits perfectly into the head. So this is the headpiece. Just pull down nicely. There we have that part. If you line both up, it's a perfect fit. Now we're going to do the arms. Now let's do the eye first. So for the eye, please leave a long tail. Quite a long tail, because we're going to use that. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to make 12 single crochets in your magic circle. So magic circle, 1 chain and 12 single crochets. Do not pull this magic circle tight, because we need to ensure that a button fits through this, please. So 12 single crochets, pull slightly. Let's check if the button fits. Oopsie. Right. Now we're going to leave that gap there, and you're going to loosely make a slip stitch. Loosely. Now we're going to do the gray part of the eyeball. Chain 1, cut your yarn, remember, do not tighten the jump ring any further. I'm moving over to the gray. You're going to join your gray, and you will chain 1 after you join. And you're going to loosely crochet. So make your chain. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into that very first join, and then 1 single crochet across. Do not make your tension too tight. Leave it loose, because we want this part to be as flat as possible. So it's just 1 single crochet in each stitch across. You will join this with a slip stitch. You will make a chain. You will cut your yarn. Now we have the eyepiece. At this point, I'm just going to work in my gray tails. So I don't have to do this later, because we're nearly at the end of this. Snubbity snip. That is the eye piece, so it goes with the button. Next, we're going to do the arm and the hands. So you're going to line up both pieces. And can you see the 3rd row and the center of that 3rd row where it's yellow, which is round 17 in actual fact? That is where you're going to make your arms. Well, that is where you're going to attach your arms. I just needed to leave a longer tail. Right. So I'm going to count. Right. Did you see where I joined it? I just made a single crochet and I'm chaining 17. If you want longer arms, you can make more chain. If you want shorter arms, you can make less chain. And I'm going to join it on the exact same row, in the exact same stitch, with a single crochet. That is your arms. You can either use a single crochet or you can use a slip stitch. It's fine. You cut your yarn and you need to pull these tails inside. So just find the inside with your crochet hook and pull those tails into the project. Right, that's one. Now let's go find the other one. Right, and work those tails in. It's most important that when you put both the head and the body together, the two black pieces of tail that you left must be on the opposite side of your arms. You don't want the joining that you made, the chain one, to be in the front of your project. You want that to the back of your project. And the hinge also goes to the back. So I'm just finishing hiding my tails. I'm just going to snip them. Right. Turn that back the right way. Now I'm sure you all can see my mistake, which I'm going to correct off camera, because I made it on the wrong side. So I'm just going to unpick my arms and put them on the opposite side. But that I will do off camera. Now for the arms, just count 6 chain downwards and single crochet or slip stitch in whichever one you prefer. And then you can single crochet for a few stitches. Again, this is how many you want. You know, you can decide you want more, you can decide you want less. I just did a few. Right, so this is the one method of doing this, right? The other method, which I actually kind of prefer, and I'm going to show you right now. I'm just going to go back to the very first single crochet. I do not make the single crochets in the chain. I make it around the chain stitches. I prefer this method so that you don't see the yellow or sunflower color. And then you either slip stitch or single crochet into that chain, and you snip your yarn off and you work your tails in. Now I corrected my mistake. I put the arms to the front, and now we're going to join both of these. Now I know black is a terrible color and it's very difficult to work. Center both back pieces. You need to make a hinge of plus minus 5 stitches. So you just need to go over about 5. And I really hope y'all can see this, but I know black is a terrible color and very difficult to see. But I'm basically going through the black stitch on the head and the black stitch on the body. And I will make a knot and work my thread through. I do apologize for any background noises you might hear. Right, now I'm going to do the same thing with the other part of the black thread, but I'm going to work this now on the outside. Try and make nice clean stitches. If you hear thunder, lightning, a lawnmower, cars, it's Sunday, everybody's at home doing their gardening, and there looks like there's a massive storm on its way also. So I'm moving that to the back, into the project, so that I can make a knot on the inside and work my thread on the inside. And I'm just cutting that. So now we've made the hinge. I'm also going to cut that piece of tail there that I missed. Your minion is nearly done. So let's put this cardboard back in to the top and bottom, because now we need to sew on a button. So you need a needle with a piece of cotton thread in it, not a lot. And you're going to measure this with your eye. Did you see what I did? Very simple. And you're going to put the button on the row, the black row of the head. So I'm just putting a stitch marker there. So you know where you have the 4 sunflower or yellow chain in the middle of your blue. Just go upwards with your finger, and that's it. That's your center. So here am I busy attaching the button with some cotton. Now, if you don't have this type of button, it's fine. You can use any type of button that you have. It's absolutely not a big deal. Use what you have. Right. So I've attached the eye, and because it's black, it also makes it a bit difficult to see. So now, I'm going to find the center on the second row of the body, and I'm going to use my crochet hook, because I'm going to attach this eye. The catch with this eye is you only want to do a piece of the bottom. You only want to attach a piece of this eye. I'm just going to work in that thread because it fits perfectly now over my eye. Well, over the button eye. Snip that away. Now I'm going to thread the white tail that I asked you to leave. If you look at the back, we're only attaching that little bit, that small piece. 3 stitches to the bottom. Now do you see? You want the hole where the eye goes through left out. That's the part you do not want to attach. So I'm joining this only on the white, because I don't want this on the gray. I don't want white to show out on the gray. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 stitches. I think three is the best. Should you want, I think 4 would also be good. Let's have a look. Yes, there we go. And I'll put 1 more stitch in, so that's 5 if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to put a knot at the back. And I'm going to hide this tail. and snubbity snap the rest of the yarn off. Let me rethread this needle. I actually need to find a shorter needle, but with a broad eye. I'll be looking. If your cardboard holder is broader, use a bigger size needle. If it's slimmer, use a smaller needle size. The first one I made, I used a 3.5. This time when I made this one, I used a 3.25 because of the size of the cardboard holder. There you go. Your minion is all done. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next